It is significant opening. This could be the offset chamber. Another anomalad is this one in the northern tip of the swamp. This could be the Jack Adams box. The box Jack approached your father and said, "Hey, I've got a metal target, yes." For centuries Oak Island has held on to its secrets, but today the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. The long-lost treasure hidden beneath layers of mystery and speculation is no longer just a legend. With breakthrough discovery, compelling evidence, and the latest technological advancements, the team stands at the precipice of uncovering the greatest find in history. That reason alone it's worth looking at. Got piece cut wood there they cut W or not, I'll go get it. One of those could be that box. Would a metal box give you that anomaly? For sure. Yeah, come on. Jeremy's survey has revealed something extraordinary. The deep red hues on his conductivity map indicate high metallic presence, precisely what they have been searching for. The team theorized that this could be the infamous Jack Adams box, long rumored to hold valuable artifacts. The data suggests a metal target buried deep within the swamp, aligning perfectly with historical accounts. With excitement building, the team knows they are closer than ever. The eye of the swamp, once dismissed as a natural formation, is proving to be something much more. Years ago, a mysterious rock formation hinted at human intervention, and now with Jeremy's findings it's clear a man-made structure could be hiding something of immense value. Was this one in the northern tip of the swamp? You see all this blue and there's that nice little circular moderately high conductivity feature that's above the eye. The evidence doesn't stop there. At the Money Pit, the team's sonar scan of borehole L15 has just revealed a massive void 150 feet below ground. The images confirm an enormous linear cavity far too structured to be a natural formation. Okay, now we're getting an image. Image coming in. WAO, that's a good opening. It is significant opening. It's pretty distinct. Yeah. Could this be the legendary offset chamber rumored to house the treasure? The sonar data suggests well-defined walls, possibly constructed by those who left the treasure behind. As the high-definition images process, one thing is becoming undeniable: they are staring at a tunnel. A man-made tunnel. The discovery of this tunnel is game-changing. It stretches far beyond the borehole, suggesting a passageway leading to something monumental. The signals to the east and west indicate solid material, possibly wood or a disturbed chamber, further supporting the idea of a hidden vault. The excitement is electric. This isn't just another anomaly. This is the breakthrough they have been waiting for. The treasure is within reach. Good, zone our data. So what we'll do is we'll download it and process it. I'll put it in CAD and then I can show the guys Rick and Marty. Right, like a plan. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, on Lot 10 another stunning revelation emerges. Ground-penetrating radar scans confirm anomalies beneath the northern face of the swamp, exactly where Fred Nolan once speculated that Oak Island was originally two separate land masses. The data suggests a massive structure buried below, potentially a man-made dam system constructed centuries ago. If true, this would explain why the swamp was created to hide something. The theory is no longer speculation. The radar results prove it. The pieces are aligning perfectly. The mysterious box, the man-made structures, the underground void, and now the confirmation of the swamp's true purpose, it all points to one thing. The treasure is real, and it's right there with anomalies, especially here in the middle. Perfect. We're looking for a log structure. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, pretty exciting. Permit on the way and excavation plans in place. The final chapter of Oak Island's mystery is about to be written. The centuries-old hunt is no longer just a search, it's a recovery. The treasure is within their grasp, and history is about to be made. The team returns to the southern border of the swamp determined to follow up on previous discoveries. Over the years, several ship-related artifacts have been found here, some dating between the 15th and 18th centuries. However, the most shocking discovery was a piece of ship railing that dated back to the 8th century, raising questions about who might have been here long before recorded history. As the excavation continues, a curved wooden structure emerges from the mud. Its shape suggests it could have been part of a ship's keel or runner designed to protect vessels when landing on shore. If so, this could be further proof of maritime activity in the area centuries ago. Deeper digging uncovers a wall of wooden planks arranged both horizontally and vertically. This matches an earlier claim by a treasure hunter who believed a man-made structure was hidden beneath the swamp. If true, it could mean the swamp itself was artificially created to conceal something valuable. To better understand the find, a geoscientist is called in. Examination of the surrounding sediment reveals a distinct red layer, the same material found beneath an ancient stone road nearby. This suggests a connection between the two structures, possibly dating back hundreds of years. The team believes the swamp was once a loading platform with a stone road leading to a hidden vault. This theory gains traction when they uncover an ancient map hinting at something buried beneath the island. Calling in Zena Halper, they examined two maps, one dating back to 1179, proving Oak Island was known long before modern times. A mysterious dot labeled Rodon suggests a link to Henry Sinclair's 1398 expedition and possibly the Knights Templar. Theories of pirate treasure, lost manuscripts, and Marie Antoinette's jewels have swirled for years, but the Templar connection remains strong with cryptic engravings on Zena's maps. The team gathers believing they may be closer than ever to solving the 229-year-old mystery. One map depicted all of Nova Scotia, which was pretty cool by itself, but it was the French map from 1347 that truly raised eyebrows. Words in French, surely that means something, right? Maybe the French were here before or anyone else. Who knows? The fact that these maps featured words like anchor and valve only made things even weirder. No one really knows what these words mean in this context, but one thing was clear, they just added to the island's ever-growing list of questions. The Laginas and their crew knew one thing, whatever they were dealing with, they weren't backing down. Standing near the old hatch, the team knew this was about more than treasure. It was about finding something buried deep in the past, tracing old maps to find the next clue. The crew's morale was surprisingly high even if they were struggling to make sense of everything. It wasn't just about finding treasure anymore, it was about solving the problem of Oak Island. And the deeper they dug, the more they realized that whatever things the island held were most likely underground. The treasure might have to wait, but the quest to understand the island's history was just as captivating for them. That's why their attention kept turning back to the Knights Templar. Could they have built a castle or a fort on Oak Island long before Prince Henry Sinclair ever showed up? Could that fort still be there, hidden beneath layers of dirt and time? To get to the bottom of this, the team set out to find the strange hatch. They believed that comparing the old maps with current satellite images might finally give them some answers. If they could find a match, a specific landmark that lined up, it could lead them straight to the hatch. Rick was a bit skeptical though. Zena's findings were fascinating, but he wanted more proof. The team had to make sure they weren't being led on a wild goose chase. With Oak Island's long history of misleading treasure hunters, they couldn't afford to make any mistakes now. But despite any doubts, the crew knew they had to keep going. They moved their search near Dave Blankenship's house, comparing Zena's old maps to new satellite images. It was a tense moment, but things started to fall into place. The old map seemed to line up perfectly with the island's current shape, borders, and features. But then came the real kicker, a bright spot on the map. Was this the hatch? The Laginas couldn't believe it. After years of searching, they might have finally found something substantial. If they could get to that hatch, who knows what they'd find on the other side. But it wouldn't be Oak Island if there weren't obstacles, right? The team quickly realized that they had no idea what this hatch even looked like. Was it a metal door, a stone slab? They had no clue. They were about to have to get really creative. Jack Begley, always the hopeful optimist, noticed that the bright spot on both the old map and the satellite image represented a hole, a literal hole. Could this hole be where the hatch was hidden all along? It was enough to make even the most skeptical among them feel a thrill of excitement. Rick and Marty had a heated discussion about their latest find. Both were eager but had different ideas about what this meant for them. They couldn't ignore the possibility that the hatch could be a link to some of the island's wildest treasure theories, whether it was pirates, raiders, or ancient knights. But no matter who originally buried the treasure, there was one thing that was clear: the Laginas were determined to find out what lay hidden beneath the island surface. Maybe, just maybe, Xena's maps would be the key that unlocked everything they had been searching for. So the hunt for Oak Island's questions continues. With each step forward, the Laginas and their team find themselves deeper in a labyrinth of clues, traps, and unexpected discoveries. They face challenges they never imagined, and every small victory just pulls them in deeper. It's the thrill of the chase that keeps them going, the thought that maybe with the next clue they'll finally be able to unearth the truth. It's a never-ending path that's pushed them to the brink both physically and mentally. But as long as there's another hint to follow, they're not about to give up. The team, having discovered a lead, knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one. They braced themselves for the challenges that lay ahead, as there was no guarantee that the hatch would yield the answers they were seeking. Nevertheless, hope was something the Lagina brothers carried with them, and it kept them driven. They decided to investigate the surrounding area more thoroughly. After all, they couldn't afford to overlook anything, especially at this stage of their search. The maps showed a bright spot in the area of interest, but they still didn't know exactly where to start digging. The crew set up their equipment and began the laborious process of excavating the site. This wasn't just about moving dirt, it was about uncovering history, unearthing clues, and pushing the bounds of what they understood about the island. With every shovelful, they hoped to get one step closer to revealing something that might finally make all of these years worth the struggle. Uncovering the hatch was exciting, but what waited beneath the surface was even more important. Steps into darkness beneath the island. As they continued to dig, each hour felt like a day. Time seemed to slow down under the hot sun, and the work was grueling. Yet in their minds the team members could almost see themselves lifting treasure out of the pit, chests filled with gold and priceless relics glittering in the sunlight. That vision was what kept them going when their muscles were sore and their spirits began to falter. But it wasn't just about material wealth for them. The treasure was also a chance to be part of history, to be the ones who finally cracked the problem that had evaded so many before them. Days turned into weeks as the excavation site expanded. At times progress felt stagnant. They found plenty of small curious artifacts, pieces of pottery, old metal tools, and even fragments that might have been part of some structure. All were fascinating in their own right, each holding a story from the past. But none were the answer they were seeking. Even when exhaustion crept in, the team pressed on. They were determined to uncover the truth, whatever it took. In the midst of their digging, the team decided to broaden their approach. They brought in ground-penetrating radar to help identify any unusual voids or structures beneath the surface that might indicate where the hatch lay. It was a calculated risk. Every time they brought in new technology it cost more money, but this wasn't a moment for holding back. The radar picked up something interesting, a hollow area not too far from where they had been digging. Was this what they were looking for? They had to find out.